Howdy, my name's Jack, and ever since I was a very small child, I've played video games. Loads of different types for many years now. About a year ago, I decided that I was going to start properly collecting. And it all started buying a yellow Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow. Because I used to have them, but my mum and dad sold them at a car boot sale many moons ago. That put me on this journey. And a year later, I've got quite the collection going on. So I thought I'd take you through and show you everything that I've got, bit by bit, so that you can see that in 1 year, you can build yourself a hell of a gaming collection, all from car boot sales, charity shops, Facebook Marketplace, and the odd little deal on eBay. Stick around and have a ganders at all the little treasures I've managed to pick up. This is a view that most of you see from the shorts that I post daily. This has become the main focal point of my gaming room. Big ass CRT Sony Trinitron TV. I got this for free. I know, ridiculous. They sell on eBay and Facebook Marketplace for silly money nowadays. But I got it for free. It just goes to show if you keep your eyes out at all sources, you can pick up some absolute bargains. Consoles wise, we got the PS1, the PS2 Slim, a see-through Xbox 360 that I found at the car boot sale for a £5, and a couple of handy controllers to go with it, the Halo one and a see-through one, and then the SNES. Yellowed, but I bought that SNES as part of a bundle of consoles. There's 4 consoles for £30, and they all worked, and I sold them on my made money and I got myself a free SNES. That's how it's done. So I run some consoles on the CRT, but I also run some consoles on this beast. Those consoles would mainly be the new Xbox and the PS4, but also the Xbox 360, the Wii U and Wii, the Nintendo 64, and in the back there I've got one of the old emulators for the NES. I counted all of my consoles a couple of days ago, including gaming consoles, static, handhelds, everything. And I think I've got 27 consoles. I don't actually know. I think there's a few. I may have missed a few. This is my Game Boy stuff. Starting this end where it all began with Pokemon Yellow. I then have the other Pokemons from the original generation and the DMG, with a couple of Japanese copies just for good measure. Got Gold and Silver, Kirby's Dream Land and Pinball, Mario and Yoshi, Donkey Kong Land, Mario Bros and Mario Bros 2 of course, Zool, Wario Land 2, Tetris Plus, Paperboy, Turok 2 and a multi-cart of course. And then the big hitter for my Game Boy collection, an original copy of Tailgater. That's about a £90 game. Ridiculous. Alongside the DMG, I have the Pocket and the Game Boy Color. And then a couple of Game Boy Color games too. Turok, Rayman, and Crazy Castles. And a nice little pouch to put it in. Shout out to Spanky. Moving on, we have the Game Boy Advance and 2 Game Boy Advance SPs with Wi-Fi connectors. I wonder what I've been doing. We have Pokemon games. Emerald, Leaf Green and Ruby are not real. But Fire Red and Sapphire, they're both real. I got Minish Cap from the car boot sale for 20 quid. Wario Land, Super Mario Bros, Mario Kart, Spyro, Street Fighter 2, Crazy Racers. And that completes the lineup of Game Boy handheld and games. I've also got lots of link cables and the original Game Boy DMG case. This vibrant blue PSP was one of the first deals that I made on the channel. I found it on eBay with a load of other stuff. Since then, I've built up a bit of a collection. Couple of films in there too. And even a not for resale version of Chains of Olympus. The PSP's collection is coming on. Also in the cabinet, I have the PlayStation Namco G-Con that I got off of Spanky from his childhood collection. And in the bottom, the steering wheel and pedal select. I got that from the car boot sale. Cheap as chips. The Nintendo handhelds continue. DSXL, a couple of lights, a 3DS. Got all these games. Games and games and games and games and games. Loads of other games and more games and a couple more games in there. Oh, what else we got in there? A few more games down there, yep. And these ones, this is what I'd call my everyday carry. This is my little Mario pouch. And there's some heavy hitters on there. Cool. Never thought I'd get Heart Gold, not with the price that it is now. Running through on the shelf. If you see behind there, it's actually too deep. A lot of the ones behind there, they're like Lego Ninjagos and Tiger Woods and Phineas and Ferb and Disney Cars and Transformers, Metroid Prime. Yeah. But what I've done is I've got a lot of the cartridges out in all of these, so they're easily accessible. If you hadn't guessed by now, I love handheld gaming. The classic Xbox section is building up too. It's one of the smaller parts of my collection, but it's still got some hitters in there, like Conker's Live and Reloaded, and Doom. This Pocket Tales, that's part of my Game Boy collection, but he sits up there. I have a Switch Lite tucked away inside here, and I've still got the Hori pads that I got from the car boot sale for £3. And then my very small, very modest Switch collection. Also here is a GB operator. This allows me to play my Game Boy, Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games all on my laptop. Wicked. And they run smooth as hell on the Mac too. The Xbox 360 collection is coming on. We got some wicked titles in here now. I'm really glad I've got extra space on the top of this shelf so I can add ones up there. Including the Conker's hat and the Pika hat. And we've got a Tiger Electronics Sonic the Hedgehog, perfect working order, and a Mad Catz fight stick. All acquired from the car boot sale. Along the top I have some trinkets I've collected, and also this, the MC's Hype Trio from Destined Rivals. In the bottom shelves we got a lot to get through, so I'll pull all them N64 and SNES games out, but let's run through the Wii and the Wii U collection. They're building up. Honestly, picking up this Wii U for 45 quid was a bargain. And down here is PlayStation Corner. We've got everything, from PS1 through my PS2 collection, into the PS3, and even some PS4, and a cheeky Fallout 76 on the Xbox One. I've got Shadow of Colossus down there because I didn't want it to get beaten up. Got my God of War run sat there, nice proud as punch, and even the DVD remote. Let me get these bits out of the way and I'll show you the full PS2 run. The PS2 run is getting there. There's a lot of games, right the way down to Wolverine's Revenge at the bottom. Mega Man X7 is one of my favourites as well. Managed to pull a lot of PS2 games together in just a year. Let me show you the other straggler discs I've got. Tony Hawk's Underground, Need for Speed Underground, Crazy Frog Racer, Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Solid 3. We've got Digimon Rumble Arena. Obviously these are a mix of PS2, PS1 and PS4 games in here as well, I think. V-Rally, G-Police, we've got Wipeout, Star Wars Demolition, Worms Pinball, Smackdown 2, Gran Turismo 2, Land Before Time, another Wolverine's Revenge, Actual Sports Soccer, Driver 2, Action Man Extreme, that's MTV Skateboarding, Disney Tarzan, Rugrats, Gran Turismo, Avengers on the PS4, Judge Dredd on the PS2, SSX Tricky, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, Spider-Man Web of Shadows. And that's all from the extras case. The SNES collection is currently a very modest one, but I've got some hitters in there. And with the Super Game Boy, that means I can play all my Game Boy games bang on my SNES. It's super fun. My N64 collection is one of the things that I'm most proud about, because you don't see these in the streets very often. What I managed to do was pretty much double my N64 collection only using CEX vouchers. So if you haven't seen that video, check back, have a gander on my videos. I've got some heavy hitters in here, like this. And some awesome games in here like this. And some super fun silly games in here like this. But one thing's for certain, even now, the N64 still remains up there for me as one of the best consoles ever made. And that's surprising considering all the crap that came around with it, with Nintendo releasing it and promoting it, and then, yeah, took them ages to get it out. But it's still, to this day, one of my favourite gaming consoles. I have a sweet Mario shelf, lots of little figurines and plushies, Boo sitting up the top, couple of gaming mags, Super Mario Deluxe box complete, and even a copy sealed of the original Mario Brothers film on DVD for 50p from the charity shop. Bargains on the Mario shelf. I have some other figures over there, but they wouldn't fit, so they're taking up the end of the Rockstar shelf. I have a bit of a Pokemon shelf on the go. This binder has some of my cards in. Got Pokken Tournament up here and some of the other films. Pokemon Pinball complete in box. What's this? Oh, it's a Jungle Vaporeon. Moving to the top shelves, we have the plushies and Master Ball, the rest of the Mario collection, and the Rockstar Hunt. I've got one game left to complete the Rockstar Hunt. Oh, we're getting there. On the top shelf, we have Plushie Central. I do love the Spyro plush. Pokemon Labyrinth complete, and Pokemon Monopoly from Kanto complete. And we got Sonic and Tails chilling up there too. So if you ask me, if you could build a sizable gaming collection in the space of 1 year, just from car boot sales, charity shops, Facebook Marketplace, well, my answer would be a resounding yes. But just make sure you've got enough space to put it all. Jesus Christ, I might have to get another unit for up here, look. That was how my gaming collection currently stands in November 2025. I started right at the start of September 2024, and I think you'll agree. We've done alright in the last year, considering everything came from car boot sales, charity shops, Facebook Marketplace, and off of eBay. Bargains everywhere, mate. Just got to get out there, keep your eyes open, and find the bargains. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, down here, there's a little button to subscribe. And up there, there's another video if you want to watch a little bit more or you're bored with your Sunday. Fill your boots. I'll see you next time. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Ooh, it's better than sex.